Have you ever seen Dr. Jenny? Dr. Jafar and Commander Will set out to find the signal. Then came the unknown. Planet GTL on 6 eyes. Got them there. A crashed air high-tech alien spacecraft that knows everything about them. He was scanning, but suddenly they disappeared from the river. And the spacecraft screened Chitabni. There are 3 separate gems on this planet. But if you go astray, you will go astray forever. Then Jenny and Jeff went their separate ways. As Jeff enters this light, he is millions of years old. Goes to the Ice Age, where he half-Manu Neanderthals. Then they watched, and then they came. When the dinosaurs were on the ground, now the 3 astronauts are trapped in a separate dimension. In an ancient world, and still in the 3rd quarter. Will they ever meet again? The story begins with the story behind it. It was quick, Jeff. He was still standing some distance from this giant Neanderthal town. The flames were burning in the air and the mass of the queue line. It was cold in the air. For Jeff, it wasn't just a question of survival. He saw his hands, half gloves but now almost useless. He said to himself, if I live here, I have to be like them. But he didn't have time to think. Every hunger is inside him. It burned like fire. Then he was weak in his feet. He knew that if he had been hiding for a long time, maybe he'll get hungry and hungry. He was forced to going to Neanderthals. Then he turned his attention to the fire. The mask was on fire. And they were eating, and they were eating. The mask was spreading in the air. But there was a greater sense of hunger than he knew. If he takes the wrong step, he will be able to destroy him and he will lose his life. His heart was fighting a battle between hunger and fear. He spoke to himself, and then he stayed there until it was cold. Then he turned his face towards him and he took a deep breath. Tonight, I'm going to make a decision. I'll have to go to them tomorrow. How long will I keep dying like this? The last time, they sat by the fire, and then he looked at them and turned away. He had to find a place where he could spend the night. Avoid the wind. A little farther away from the wild animals between the icy cliffs. A half-open crack appeared. Then he turned his attention and then the cooler. And he sat down on the wall and he was exhausted. He closed his eyes and remembered Jenny and Val. He said, only one night and tomorrow will it change. But he didn't realize that it wasn't just a cold night. He was also in danger. As the night wore on, it became cold. Snow from the rocks. Then came Jeff's evil. Then his fingers fell and his stomach was empty. Now and more, and he was sitting on his knees. Mano, you're trying to put a little heat on your own. She looked at the white snow. He thought he might have a beast. But as soon as the moon walks in the night, Jeff's breath is a giant. The lion was the snowy hunter of the world. His heart was beating quickly, he said to himself in a trembling voice. I'm going to save tonight. In front of them tomorrow. I'm not going to live that long. If they live, they will live with them. Will, Jenny, where are you guys? I do not know where you are, but wherever you are. There was a pain in his voice. He wasn't aware of his feelings. Millions of years old. No one knew him in the whole world. Neither his name nor his knowledge. He was the only one to be feared. And then there was the night and the night. Then the light came on the earth. In the morning, the sun was shining on the snow. Then Jephthah turned towards the river and turned towards it. The river wasn't fully frozen. There was a light flow on the edge, and he sat on his knees. He filled his palms with water and washed his face. Then the cold water fell on his face, and he turned it over again. Then he realized it and looked away. Neanderthals across the icy grounds, and then they quickly moved on again. There were stones in their hands, and an idiot in the trick. Jeff realized they were going hunting again. He took a deep breath. Then he followed them. But this time they changed. Not the ocean. Rather, they were moving towards a dense and vast forest. I know that today's hunting will not be small. They needed a lot of food, perhaps for several days. Then the snow came out of their rows. The dark forest, and then the mountains grew higher. The snow on the thick trunks is the thickest layer. Jeff didn't even realize he was in the forest. The forest is growing. It will be known as Siberia. But it was a wild and dangerous world. He stayed with them for a long time. The snow-covered land of Neanderthals, the line was moving forward. Then he watched carefully. The one who was the leader was the first. His little girl was with him. The eyes in the eyes were on every side. A small child. Whoever holds his mother's hand, seeing the signs on the ice. And a girl who walked with them. Except when he sees it, he thought he was lost. It was a strange feeling to see all this. It was not a hunting party. It was a sight, and he looked at it. The little boy walks with the leader. That was the child, who came to the sea and ran, and the one whose error has gone out of his hand. On that day, the face of the leader was filled with anger, and he was hardened. It was also in the signs. But today the child was in the middle of the same thing. He was not afraid, but learned. Then he suddenly realized that the world was in trouble. But those who make mistakes are not eliminated. They are strengthened. The child's eyes were bright today. He does not want to forget his past. It was terrifying, and there was a strange pick in Jeff's mind and anxiety. Today's hunting, perhaps it was more dangerous than ever before. Every step was understood. But Jeff still knew who he was hunting today. Then Jeff saw. Suddenly the whole thing went awry. The leader raised his hand to everyone, and then he gave up something. All the people in the woods spread in separate places. No one hid behind the mountains, leaning between the bushes. Then he sat down and watched the snow. It was not a random move. This was the first time the hunting was done. Jeff realized they were preparing to surround a large animal. It wasn't just a cold one. The tension was also mixed. The sound of a branch breaking away from the leaves lightly knocking. Everything was in the hunt. Jeff's heart beat quickly. I didn't know what kind of animal they were going to face. But it is fixed. It wouldn't be easy to see Jeff. The corner is over. A huge animal came out from behind the bushes. Heavy, wicked, thick skin. There were long rums, and a quick horn was shining on the forehead. He was a snowflake. One of the most dangerous pockets. Then he saw the fear in his eyes. The one who was preparing for it was the one who was preparing for it. Then the snow drifted in their direction. He didn't realize that he was already surrounded. Then the lighter and the lighter. The whole jungle is like life. 4 of them suddenly left. Then they got up in the air and together they attacked. The rhino screamed loudly, one half of his heavy hitters. The whole forest is far away. And the earth became... Jeff's heart was beating fast. It wasn't just the victim. It was the death of the dead and the dead. For a long time, they walked between them. And then the whole thing came to an end. Then he went back and forth. And then they killed him, as it is heavy, falling on the snow with the wicked. For some bridges, then suddenly all the voices were heard. They began to celebrate the victory, because it wasn't just a win. It was his life, and then it will last for at least 12 to 15 days. Could have kept them alive. The fire burned on their faces. It was a win in the eyes. Jeff was watching from afar. Then the leader gave them all the signs. He lifted up his wind and filled it. Some people were happy together. And then they came to the fire. Then their faces became clear. Jeff looked at the leader's young daughter. She was sitting on the sidelines of the drink. He did not laugh, nor did he laugh. A small flowering plant was growing. His fingers were sliding on the leaves, and he closed his eyes to the bridge. Believe it or not, there is nothing to do with it. When you see him, there is a little hope. Perhaps he thought of me. If I am in front of him, if I go, it won't be like the rest of the Neanderthals. Perhaps they will realize that I am not a threat to them, and for the first time, among the fears of Jeff, a little spark of hope. Then we saw the lights on which they had come. Every bridge was in danger. Then the forests were spread around and around. The wind was heavy, filled with humidity, and then there were 4 strange sounds. Giant dinosaurs roamed in front of him. Some were so big that their feet shook. Some of the bushes, they were looking for hunters. The fear was in the eyes of Jenny. He did not understand that he was so old. How did I get there? And how did he say that to himself? It's not a snake. But the truth was clear to him, and his heart was full of fear, and he knew it. It will not be easy to live here. Jenny trembled with 4 breaths. I wish I had seen him in his eyes. Jeff and I were in the same light. Maybe they could live together. But now I am alone in this million-year-old life. His eyes were dry. The feet of the footsteps of the footsteps of the footsteps. He was reminded of everything. It does not give the world. He was neither alone nor helpless. Only he and his friends. Part 5 is coming soon. You will see the courage of Jeff, how to tell the story of Jenny's discretion, and the real jeopardy of both. Jeff will adapt himself to this icy world in Neanderthal, together with Thales,
how to start a new evolution.
Every step in this dangerous ancient forest will move thoughtfully. And will the fate of the two bring them together again? To know it all, because the truth is about to begin.